Education is supposed to be the most important part of a person's life, setting them up for the future, to be leaders and thinkers and teachers. But not in America, where we make teachers do stuff like this for school supplies. So that what you saw there is a hockey game in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where they decided as a fun little intermission to put $5,000 out in $1 bills and have 10 teachers rush to grab as much cash as they can. Now the thing is that it's not for the teachers themselves. They can't keep any of it. That's for school supplies. School supplies. And by the way, not only are they doing that, but it's for the entertainment of the crowd. Insanity. Now, this was posted here by Annie Todd of USA Today, and it got a lot of reaction. Okay, so let me read some of the reaction for this. Now, one person noted, teachers on their hands and knees grabbing for $1 bills to buy classroom supplies for the amusement of a crowd. Yeah, totally uplifting and fun. Not at all totally dystopian. Another person says, seriously, we made 10 teachers battle over $5,000. Now, I'm going to get to more numbers here that are absolutely infuriating. But first, another person adds, as a spectacle of entertainment because of America. Meanwhile, I'm sure this will enable the local police to have a few more tanks. Because that's what we need. More tanks, more Bearcats, more heavily militarized police in the cities. Because, look, hey, if the kids don't have a good education, they're more likely to do crime. And therefore, if you're more likely to do crime, you're going to need more cops. Others made comparisons to billionaires like Elon Musk, for example. One person noted, our educators have to play the effing Hunger Games in order to have basic classroom materials, while Bezos is shooting cars into space for fun. Now, of course, it's not Bezos. Bezos did not do that. Bezos shot the dick rocket into space with William Shatner. The car was Elon Musk shooting a Tesla into space. Hey, but look, it's easy to mix them up because they're both billionaires that have paid very little in taxes. By the way, Amazon paid nothing during the pandemic, made billions of dollars. And of course, Musk also increased his net worth. And this is after, by the way, getting billions of dollars in government grants and loans, about $4.9 billion to be exact. So, we're just handing out money to corporations while teachers have to fight for any sort of relief. Because again, you can say, well, they're handing this money out to the teachers. I mean, yes, we're making the fight over for our entertainment, but we're handing it out so that they can buy school supplies for their kids. Paper, pencils, all that stuff that should not be required to come out of the teacher's pocket. And yet it is. Now, another person adds, is this supposed to be some sort of feel-good story? This is actually awful and dehumanizing. Well, isn't that the case with so many of the so-called feel-good stories that we have in this country? Again, all they really do is just kind of illustrate how barbaric our system and our country really is, and how people have had to depend on basically the charitable actions of other people. Now, again, good people, I mean, they've seen the system for what it is, and they're like, I don't know, there's not much I can do. I mean, maybe it goes back to the story of, I think, somebody who was working who got cancer. I mean, the stories probably happened a million times. And the coworkers decided, well, you need to go and get cancer treatments, but you can't afford to take time off. You don't have any paid time off. So here we go. We're gonna loan you, or we're gonna give you our paid time off so that you can go and get cancer treatments. Now that was sold to us as a feel-good story. I don't feel good about that at all. Now, by the way, the people giving their paid time off, that's nice of them, but they shouldn't have to do that. In a civilized country, people wouldn't have to give their time off that they have earned by working at this company so that their colleague can go and get life-saving treatments. That's horrifying. Why don't we have paid time off? Why don't we have paid leave? That's mandatory. Oh, right. We tried to do that, but corporate interests decided, no, you don't get any paid time off. You don't get any PTO. You don't get any child care. You don't get anything like that. We're such a pro-life country. We're so pro-worker, aren't we? Yes, we're the best country in the world. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, the company should be doing that. The company should be giving people paid time off. Now, again, as for the schools here, these schools are incredibly poorly funded. In fact, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, their teacher pay is anywhere from $36,000 to $70,000 per year. Even lower if you're an elementary school teacher, which ranges between $24,000 to $52,000 a year. That's not great. When you look at it, $30,000 a year breaks down to $15 an hour. That is still yet not a livable wage. I mean, you're kidding. It's really bad. In fact, as far as best states for teachers, South Dakota ranks 27 out of 50. What a disaster. What a disaster. And so, again, a lot of these teachers in these areas, because of how the schools are funded, unless it's a private school. If you're in a private school, then you're probably getting paid very well. You're getting all the funding that you need because, again, you're likely teaching rich kids or kids that are going in with vouchers in the places where they're available, things like that. But if you're a public school teacher in a poorer area, you're not getting very much. And you are scrounging out of pocket for, for school supplies. It's disastrous. And now, of course, these teachers, I don't blame them all, right? These teachers, though, unfortunately have to demean themselves for their students, just to be able to get supplies for their students. And again, I love these teachers for what they're doing, for how much they actually care. To say, I don't care, if I'm doing this for entertainment. I just care about the kids. I just care about the kids. But it's the system that's wrong. It's the system that's broken. Again, you compare that, their love for teaching and the students versus how the country actually feels about them and what they do, their vital service. I think teachers are completely unappreciated as well as underpaid. So, and by the way, while this happens in Congress, they just approved a massive $768 billion war budget to bomb kids overseas. And while police budgets are also increasing everywhere. I don't think the country is turning into a dystopia. I think the dystopia is already here. I think our priorities in many different places are incredibly wrong. I think they're backwards. And you wonder why this country is failing on so many different levels and becoming nothing more than a tax haven for ultra-wealthy billionaires. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.